Good evening, dear friends. Well, finally we've reached the knee joint. Today is the time to restore our knee joints, at least to a legendary level, so that we can jump, run, have fun, and not feel any pain or discomfort in our knee joints. So, friends, our knee joint is represented by a set of 2 and even 3 bones. The fibula also participates in addition to the femur and the tibia. The kneecap and its mobility also have great significance. These structures allow us to successfully use our knee joint to stand, walk, run, jump. There are various disorders, the most common ones, which cause pain and discomfort in the joint. And to determine which exercises exactly suit you from those we are going to do now, you need to start doing them first. First, if your knee hurts, if it's somehow restless, by the location of the pain, you can already assume that something is wrong with it. Now, of course, we are not considering cases of ligament rupture or meniscus injuries, as this is like the formation inside the joint itself. We are not considering acute cases, synovitis, inflammatory processes, acute tendinitis, which have just occurred. Suppose the pain arises during periodic loads during a long walk, and depending on its location, we will now figure out with you what to do. The most common places where the knee joint hurts are right here in front, in the area of the kneecap, slightly above or slightly below, or the kneecap itself hurts. This pain may also be with a crunch. Pain on the inner surface of the knee, right here. Pain may often occur when climbing or descending stairs. That is, the knee does not hurt in the front, but more on the inside, especially under loads or after loads. A rare case involves pain on the outside, often due to post-traumatic injuries or partial ligament damage. The most common cases are these, and another is pain from behind, in the popliteal fossa, right in this spot. It also may or not be related to physical stress. There are 3 main zones that bother us. The first is pain in the front. We'll start with that in this case. Pain in the area above or below the kneecap. In this case, we need to work with you on the quadriceps muscle, which is located here. It consists of several parts, the straight muscle of the thigh, and this one on both sides. Here we have the broad muscle of the thigh. Stabilization of the knee joint is of great importance. First of all, we'll address the chronic issues. We will remove the parts in the muscles themselves that are diseased, which can cause a radiating or referred pain. A trigger point in one part of the muscle, like here, can cause pain in another area where the tendon is stretched. So, friends, you've already seen the set of devices we have for tonight's session. So, the first device, number 1, a so-called massager for muscles, not just for the legs, but for the whole body. There are many such devices available now, and you can use them. The principle behind its operation is like this. It's similar to how, if you've seen old movies, our ancestors kneaded dough like this to make bread. Here, these are the rollers, the devices we use. And just like with a rolling pin, you can work your quadriceps muscle. The muscle itself, it's big enough, and one of the parts of these muscles is the straight muscle of the thigh. It starts right from this point, the anterior upper axis of the pubic bone. It goes straight down right here. And wrapping its tendon above the knee, it attaches to the tuberosity right here, to the tibia's tuberosity on the front surface. And our task is precisely to bring the knee joint into order and to work on both the muscle itself and the spaces. those grooves between the rectus femoris, the sterite muscle of the thigh, and the neighboring vastus muscle of the thigh. So first, we start by warming up the muscle like this, first along its entire length, starting from one of its beginnings, ending here already in the area, practically next to the kneecap. First, check where the more or less diseased areas are. Then slightly to the side, work here and a little here, inside. In this way, you should work out the straight muscle. From here, move slightly to the side, paying attention to the gaps between the rectus femoris and the vastus muscles. The inner and outer sections, the medial and lateral, as they are referred to in land style. After thoroughly working the muscle along its entire length, you can also divide it into 3 distinct parts for more focused attention. Near the section closest to you, the middle third and the third closest to the knee. Work the third closest to the knee. First all these places, then the middle one. That is, of course, it will take more time than I am showing you now. I don't want to take your time just for you to watch me work out these muscles. I must be useful after all. That's why I demonstrate it more intensively. Speed up the process. It's about 6 times faster. If you want to watch in real time, slow it down by 6 times. This device is perfect for working the rectus femoris at different angles. Further, very often around the kneecap itself, so-called spikes are formed. Spikes are such connective tissue formations that can be between fascias. Well, in the area of the kneecap around it, there is a lot of such. Why do they arise? Because there are overloads, some intense loads, inflammations. And then in the place of inflammation, such spikes, connective tissue nodules, first appear. And then over time, if nothing is done, they become more dense. All of this is already fibrosing, and so now we look carefully at what to do to remove these spikes. So, watch. Knee, here it is, and the kneecap. First, check the movement of the kneecap. You can wiggle it left and right. See, check how it moves left and right, and check its up and down movement. This is all on a straight leg. For you to achieve this, the leg must be straight. You can sit down, it's better to sit down. Why stand when you can sit? Why sit when you can stand? Who said that? Lenin, just like that. They moved him here and there, checked the mobility, right, left. Maybe with a crunch to some side. It will move, for example, downward. In case you hear some crunching, don't worry, it is nothing scary. We'll figure this out now. And the same thing we checked on the other leg. All movements should be painless. If it's painful, nothing to worry about. Now we also learn what to do. So now, what to do? Here is your supervisor. You nudged it, realized it is moving. Now above it first here, right, with your fingers like this. Without being shy, you worked it out. Massage it if you found a sore spot along the upper edge. Then you slightly shifted it. Here, look inside. It seems they got in. They shifted inside here. Massage the edges along the streets. And here, this part was also carefully massaged, then shifted outward. And here, like this. Remember, this is your insulin. Be extra careful if it's your first time doing this. You don't need to do it too hard right away, and here is the lower part. Here is the upper and lower part, and you don't move any part anywhere. You just massage here, the upper part, the lower part. Not on the knee, but the fabric next to it, and here right to left, You have already shifted to the side and slightly under the lower edge. So you got in here and then checked the movement again. It might be better this way. This needs to be repeated multiple times. All this needs to be worked around the knee. Maybe when massaging you will hear such a crunch, but it should be painless. These fibrous tissues can be somewhat delicate, so be careful not to tear anything. Start slowly and gradually. For the first time, proceed with caution. If everything feels fine, you can continue. This is the front surface of the knee we're addressing. Now, as we move to the inner part of the knee, pain often arises here due to inflammation and overstrain of the tendons that connect the adductor muscles and the semitendinosus muscle on the back surface of the thigh. You need to remove the tension in them. How to do this? To remove the tension from the back surface of the thigh, here we have two powerful muscles. This is the biceps femoris and the semitendinosus and the semimembranosus muscle. They are practically like one muscle together inside the muscles. In fact, the biceps, semitendinosus, semimembranosus muscles are obtained for their processing. Look what kind of roller there is. This one. This is his son. Such a roller. See, reduced size. Just like this, it works the muscles at the back of the thigh very well. They put a roller, put a leg on it, and that's one option. You make a forward-backward motion, rolling it along the entire length of the thigh as well. Starting right here from the buttocks, you work through many interesting sore spots. You will find the most interesting things here. If there's a problem with the knee, you definitely need to work all the muscles of the thigh, starting from their beginning, both forward and backward. And the second option, you put the ball in already crosswise, like this, crosswise over the strands of these muscles you work through. You will also find many sore spots. It has a very big influence indeed. Two muscles here are the biceps femoris, along with the semitendinosus and semimembranosus muscles. As for the pain on the inner surface of the thigh and behind, the only difference is that when it hurts right here inside, in addition to this, we need to work out this very inner surface of the thigh and the adductor muscles. In this case, our universal massager can help us again. You can work out the entire inner surface of the thigh in this way, then divide it into parts. Or the second option, you can use a ball or this roller. You put it on the lower part of the muscle, and the roller or ball presses from top to bottom. And you press here with your fingers and work out this entire part of the muscle, also accurately. And so you massage and work out like this, friends. This is our inner part of the thigh. And the third, of course, is the pain in the back of the knee. There is a very interesting muscle here. It's called the popliteal muscle. It's located right here in the popliteal fossa. First, you want to feel it with your hands. It will represent a relatively round muscle, a diseased area. So you bend your leg and go straight in here into this popliteal fossa. From here and a little bit here, it will roll over. It is located a little closer inside, medial, so to speak, in medical terms. And you work out this part. First, find it with your fingers, and then you can use a ball, and it affects or rolls. For example, you can also get there in this way directly on this part. You take a roller, lay down in such a way that under the knee pits, you hit it directly. That is, bend the knee. If you put it on the roller, then the popliteal fossa will fall right on this muscle. It will fall right on the roller. You can work it out in this way to one side and the other. The back surface of the thigh, of course, can also be at the initial stage, when there are very strong tension on these muscles and work out with a roller. But then, of course, it is better to switch to my little son. And so, friends, here they are together. Well, what, friends? Once further continue. But as you hear, the devils behind the wall continue to repair. Already in the third year, they interfere with both work and video shooting. Well, what can be done? Therefore, friends, those who are interested in the continuation, today we have figured out how to work these muscles. But they still need to be trained. Here, a specific workout is needed for the gluteus maximus, the quadriceps, the buttocks, how to learn to stand so that the load is distributed on the knees. You see, yes, they have been trying to get home every day for 3 years. They are digging a tunnel to hell for themselves, but they still can't get there. Tired, let's stop. Let's exercise and help our parents, friends. Until new broadcasts, if anyone is interested in more videos about the knee, write in the comments. We want to continue. I'm filming part 2 for you. Until new meetings.